Hi everyone, welcome to our first ever series. And today we have a guest all the way from Portland, Oregon. And he was one of the first persons that commented on my YouTube video. So he stuck on my mind. And when I checked his video or his channel out, it was really amazing what I saw. So he designs his own watercraft and he constructs them too. So please welcome Hong from Portland, Oregon. Hi Hong, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for the opportunities to meet you online, face to face. I've been watching your video a lot.
Thank you so much. We spoke many times, and I'm really thankful that you joined me in today's episode.
Welcome.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with your background a little bit. So what's your background, Hong?
In the 70s, I attended Hong Kong Polytechnics, and I joined the nautical studies program, and I basically was trained to be a navigator, which sailed say container ship, whatever cargo ship is out there. I obtained my chief officer license in 79. Then I decided seagoing life is too tough.
Right.
I rather do something else. So with the money I saved, I went to US and finished my degree in a master's degree in electrical engineering. And since then, I've been designing computers. So at sea, I was sailing on those super tankers, super oil tankers.
Right.
1,000 feet long, right? And now yes. I'm building boats only 7 feet long.
It's a very, very big difference.
Yeah. For computers, I have the chance to design the supercomputers all the way to handheld devices. So it is a very nice contrast. And I never really built a boat before I retired. And so after I retired, I looked at what can I do, and I just try to build boats for fun.
So with your degree, you learned how to design and construct machines?
Firstly, in nautical studies, we have to learn the basic of naval architecture and also stability of ships. But mainly, those are huge ships, steel-plated ships, not something made of foldable.
Right.
So what I learned, except the stability, can be applied to the boats I'm building today. And then with engineering in computer, it is another kind of things. But then what I learned from engineering actually helps me to build boats. For the last 10 years in my career, I was building concept PCs.
I see.
And so I learned how to look at things out of the box and also look at things from different perspectives. And I applied that kind of learning into building boats.
Right.
Therefore, you see the boats I'm building is very different from someone else building a boat.
Yes, I can see that. And I think you're up to 21 generations. So when did your fascination of designing and building folding watercrafts begin?
It started in my early childhood. I spent about from age 8 to 14 by the seaside, actually only 10 minutes walk from the beach. And life was good. Can go swimming, fishing whenever I like to.
That's the lifestyle I would love.
And my parents didn't care. So far, I come home, right? Alive. And there you see people, you see fishing boats out there, and I've been hoping that someday I could build a boat. But I was very poor then. And most of the time, I spent time building toys instead of buying because we didn't have money to buy toys.
Okay.
We build toys from recyclable materials. I would say by that time, if I have a chance to build a boat, have some material teaching me how to build a boat, probably I would build one too.
Okay.
So then fast forward to 93. I was in US then. I was having a full-time job. But then I want to build my own house, which I did. I hired a framer, and he was building a boat for fishing. And we did talk a lot, but then I didn't have the skill set. I didn't have the tools. I didn't know how to start. even though he encouraged me to do so. But then I just put it off until I retired in 2017. I watched the YouTube videos and I saw people building boats using chloroplast. Once I started, I keep on building.
Okay, I understand. And I mentioned that you have up to 21 generations right now. Where do you get your inspirations on the designs of your 21 different versions of your watercrafts?
I'm not really smart enough to invent something.
Okay. It doesn't seem like that though. It seems like you're a genius.
Yeah, I can create evolutionary projects. So I usually go and look at what kind of boats are out there. How can I make one or build one? But one important item I have to incorporate is it has to be foldable, or some way can shrink it into a small size and weight, hopefully below 30 pounds.
Right.
Which I can stuff inside my car. So those are major criteria. The inspiration comes from how others folding their boats, how others create a small boat, able to package it.
Right.
And then I look at what else can I do?
Now, which one is your favorite watercraft that you've built?
It depends on the requirements. Let's say if I want to go out with my sister, my wife doesn't afraid to get onto my boat.
Okay.
So she will never get
Does she have trust issues? Does she?
Yeah. Then my sister will always go with me, or my daughter too.
Right.
And then I like the Gen 19, which is a very compact one. It's 19 pounds, which I can carry. And that one is very easy to build. In 12 hours, I can build one. And that one is very functional. So for two people, I would like to bring that boat with me. The latest one is the one that is really safe, the one that I just post my videos online. The reason I saying that is because it is not supposed to sink.
Okay. You're laughing there.
No, because now it will not sink, but we will be falling apart. That's another story, right? If my lashing is broken, then it will drift apart.
Right.
But at least I have a pontoon to hold on to if the water isn't that cold. And that is the one also able to pack inside my car. Actually, the other day I tried to pack two. Look at it. Can I pack two of those boats into my car? I was surprised that yes, I could. Another interesting thing is because of the design, I plan to implement some other new concepts, ideas using that boat. One thing is right at this moment, I'm working on a poor man's pedal drive, which I call poor man's pedal drive. You're talking about having a pedal drive for $30.
Right.
And may weight about maybe less than 5 pounds. This is a nice platform for me to do experiment. And I've been working on a Bixby kayak motor drive, my own version, and I will be trying it on this particular boat.
Right.
At present, I'm changing it to a sailboat, and I expect it to be able to test that maybe in the next few days. And I mainly will be using that boat this summer to go to the coast to do crabbing and fishing. Working in the Pacific coast is a little bit more demanding.
Right.
The weather can be more rougher than the water, sea, the wind. It would be pretty windy sometimes.
I can't wait to see those videos of you crabbing and fishing because that's another passion of mine.
Yeah, I know you'll be fishing a lot.
Yeah.
Which I would like to learn how to do it more often.
Yeah, actually, I started my YouTube channel for fishing, and then I changed directions to kayaking. I don't know why, but I think maybe because I just wasn't catching enough fish in Hong Kong. And okay, so you said your Gen 19 takes 12 hours to build. Am I correct? Was it 12 hours to build?
12 to 14.
Okay.
I think it would take more time for you to round up the materials than actually building a boat.
Right. So that's my next question. So from design And let's use Gen 19 as an example. From design to materials supply to the final build, how long did it take you?
For Gen 19, now, before I answer that question, just a general way I design my boat. Basically, I build on top of my older design.
Right, okay.
I keep on refining the technique or introducing new techniques. That's why I call it different generation. As on how much time to design, it is very difficult to quantify. I rather quote an example. I designed a Gen 11, which was a failure because I misjudged the capability of chloroplast. And then I built a boat that leaks. Right? I have ways to fix it, but then I paused the project, which allowed me to think about what can I do better. That was a Gen 11, over a year and a half ago. And between Gen 11 and all the way to today, Gen 21, actually there were many changes, and I learned more about how to handle chloroplast. And Gen 21, if you look at the feature requirement, it meets and exceed all the requirements for Gen 11. That design process took me more than a year.
Right,
But
okay.
if you're talking about Gen 19, Gen 19 was a really quick one because in my mind I already have some idea what I want to do. I just want to shrink it into a smaller size. That particular boat, probably I used about 4 weeks to think about how to design at the same time building it. Because the winter was coming.
Right.
I have to be hurry, right? That was the last boat I built last year before water getting too cold or getting dangerous. And building a boat, I look at what other materials I have on hand. What can I recycle? And so the design process keep on changing or refining or match up with the materials I have. Sometimes try to think of how to recycle something can take me hours. Now, so it will add into the equation of how much time to design.
Right.
But then once I have the recipe, for example, if I have to build Gen 19 again, I have the recipe. I know what materials I need. It will be 12 to 14 hours.
Okay. Yeah, I have seen you pull apart your previous boats and put it into the new one. I have seen it in your videos now that you mention it. So you're building all these great watercraft sporting ones, and you're sharing the process of how you're building it. And what I noticed as well, you have your own website which shares the videos as well as your plans. So why do you share your plans so freely?
Many people really don't have money, extra money, or know how to build a boat, especially for the kids. I was one of them, right? I at that time I could only dream. So I want to minimize the roadblock for those who want to build a boat. Therefore, I try to help as much as possible. I answer emails. I also occasionally doing a Zoom call, trying to answer people's questions.
That's really admirable. I actually had no idea why you share your plans so freely. And now that now that I know your background a bit more, I understand why you're doing it now. So I think a lot of people would appreciate that. And going on that, do you get a lot of emails and questions from other people on a daily basis, weekly basis?
It depends. Sometimes some people, let's say last year, there was a group of Boy Scouts. The leader wants to build a boat.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
there would be a number of email exchange. I gave them guidance, but then they didn't come back for more. So I don't know whether they have built the boats or stopped the project. So it's like a rush. Sometimes come in and then go away. And sometimes I even suggest going to Zoom call because very difficult to just go through email. Verbally explaining it will be much easier. So I'm retired, so I do have time.
I would imagine if you try to explain it on Zoom to me, I still won't be able to build it because I'm really, really bad with my hands. Gen 21, What are your future plans? How many generations do you think you'll keep going? And another thing, I've seen you build folding guitar as well. So what are your future plans?
I want to focus on a boat as a main kind of thing I want to do. So if you ask me how many generations, I really don't know. I do have some interesting idea building boats that will be super stable.
Right.
And there's a Gen 20, which I skipped. Instead, I finished Gen 21 first because
Right.
Gen 20 will take me much longer time to build. I want to build a boat fast that can be more efficient, can pedal faster, so that my friends don't have to wait for me.
Understand.
Yeah, but then I want to come up with a different kind of attachment so I can attach them together. And I also want boats that can attach different sections together to make it longer and shorter as I want to.
Oh, okay.
But the most challenging one I really want to do, but I don't know if I can get that done this year, is a boat at least 10 feet long. When folded, is like carry-on luggage.
Right. Okay.
So I can bring it on the plane. Next time I go to Hawaii or return to Hong Kong, I can bring the boat with me.
That'll be so good. If you can bring it to Hong Kong, we can go out together.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Make some videos, enjoy the scenery, maybe even have a barbecue. There's a lot of new kayakers watching your channel. So what kind of advice would you give to these new kayakers when they first go onto the water?
I am not really experienced kayaking.
Okay.
I never buy a kayak. The first time I kayak was 2017. I did go to the rental.
Right.
This
Okay.
small kayaking. But I really start kayaking was in 2017 when I have my own boat, and also limited to the rivers. Some just shares really sad stories. Last year about the same time, there was a local kayaker. There was an accident happened to him, and his body was recovered, and he didn't wear any life jacket. Now, there were many people knew this guy on Facebook, and I also watched some of the videos and photos he posts on Facebook. And he have life jacket, but he put it in the kayak. He didn't wear it. And very unfortunately, this time he never come back, and we all felt very sorry for this accident. So I would really advise people wear the life jacket.
Completely agree with you there. It's such a sad incident. Kayaking.
One other thing.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just saying kayaking can be a lot of fun, but there's also a lot of dangers that come with it too. So we all have to be very, very prepared.
Yeah, and one other thing is I realized that I could be a very good kayaker on the river, but then it will very different if I were at sea, because the kind of risk is very different. Vice versa is the same. For the river, you watch the video I just posted on my Gen 21. Actually, that river at that time was really dangerous. The water was very swift.
Yes,
My sister was with me. I keep on telling her now, don't ever go out that particular boundary, because once she swept out by the water, I don't know how to save her, even though the boat is not supposed to sink. But on a river, even though a boat is not supposed to sink, it can sink because the water can suck in under the tree or jam under the tree. So this is the kind of accidents where I would say are kind of unique to a river. Now, if I were at sea, then there would be some other things.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would say we need to learn about safety in different environments. They are different.
That's why I always recommend to take a kayaking course, just to be aware of the dangers and just be prepared for everything. Hong, thank you so much for spending time with me to go through your channel and your passion for building watercrafts and sharing your design so freely. And I really hope that we will get the chance to kayak together one day.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thanks. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.